Hello and welcome to Generation 16, the series that showcases the history of Sega's Mega Drive. I'm Greg Stewart. I've been covering games for 20 years now. I co-founded Gaming Age and was the reviews editor for Electronic Gaming Monthly, and co-founder of the Player One podcast, one of the longest-running gaming podcasts around. Join me while I recap the history of Sega's 16-bit powerhouse game by game. On Generation 16, I focus on the interesting stories behind each title, big hardware launches by Sega and its competitors, and key news stories that shaped the console wars in the early 90s. Sega went from underdog to market leader and back again, and on Generation... Hello, hello, hello. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. Right at the second I pressed the button to start the trailer. And of course, I had to go answer it. Welcome. As you can hear from my voice, I no longer have a cold. Well, actually, you can't hear from my voice. I no longer have a cold. But I spent the weekend cheering for my son's hockey team. So I might have cheered a little bit too much. They won gold, though, so it was worth it. We're here to raise money for Extra Life. Seward.ca will take you to the Extra Life. Getting influencer offers from EA again, I wish. Seward.ca will take you to my Extra Life page. We're at $1,415 raised so far this year. And, of course, if you want to support this channel, you can do so by subscribing. We're at 34 subscribers, still pushing for 40. And you can cheer, you can play quest mode, and you can buy merchandise. So please do any of those things. We're playing Gold Rush tonight. Let's just start it, because we took too long to get started here. Scoop, Jessica, Gunstar, Ben, Keenad, Namava, Jaspertine, Rice. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I played this game when I was a kid, but I haven't played it in a long, long time. And the software... Yeah, no Sierra, because the people who actually created this game bought back the rights to it. So that's kind of interesting. Let me know if that audio is too loud. A young, ambitious city slicker born and raised in urban America. Quite frankly, he's perfectly prim and proper, caught in the trap of 9 to 5. Is this all life has to offer? There has to be more. This man is ready for action. As of this moment, no longer will he accept only a dreaming of adventure. Thanks, Sarah Bess. Hey, Rice, I've played Space Quest 1 and 2 so far. Doing a bit of a chronological order thing, which you can find on youtube.com/generation16extra. Oh. That's a broken nose. That is pretty loud, right? Yeah, so I think Ken and Doug McNeil still own this again. So, while I'm playing these in chronological order as much as, like, year to year, they're not chronological within the years they were released. So this was actually one of the last graphic adventure games in this engine. Brooklyn Heights, New York, before the Gold Rush, 1848. So let's start. I also love the graphics here in Brooklyn Heights. And we're not moving. Why aren't we moving? Because I don't have the active window. Here we go. So let's take a look. You're in the heart of suburban Brooklyn. The year is 1848. So we're going to go south. And we're going to look again. There are many houses in Brooklyn, but this one has a special place in your heart. This is really pretty. I mean, look at you get the shadows on the ground. Lots of color in here. It's pretty great. There's a wall I just banged my shin into. And we're going to open this gate. You try to open the gate, but discover it is locked. We're going to unlock this gate. I almost wrote this gate. All right. Listen to those great sound effects. We're going to unlock this door. Wow, look at the graphics on them. That's cool. That's new. All right, let's take a look in here. In the living room, there's a desk in the corner and the table in the center of the room. We're going to look book. Memories, memories, memories. Every time you look at this album, it brings back memories. Yeah, they do look better than normal, Ben. You're right. The album begins with a painting of your father and his best man, Mr. Quayle, the bank president, shaking hands after the wedding. You can't help but remember the help Mr. Quayle was during the years after your parents' death. He raised you and your brother Jake until you could live on your own. Here's a painting of your older brother Jake when he was just a baby. You often think of Jake, wondering where he is and what he is doing. And just across the page is a painting of you. You must have been about 18 months old. And finally, you see a photo of your entire family together. You remember the excitement of posing together in front of the camera. It is a very, very special photo to you. We're going to get that photo. You carefully remove the family photo from the album. This is a roll-top desk. The desk is open. We're going to close that desk. Oh, what's that? Crumpled, slightly faded, and wedged between the slats of the roll-top is what appears to be a misplaced bank statement. Hey, Shy Smile. You retrieve the crumpled bank statement from between the slats of the roll-top desk. Read statement. I need someone to write this down for me. It is your handwritten quarterly statement from the Brooklyn Bank. Upon examining it, you notice that your account number is 253 and that you have $200 in your account. Remember 253, everybody. All right. Well, let's get out of here. We're ready to drop everything and go west. This is a difficult decision. Your house means a lot to you, but you put it up for sale. We're going to save now. Adventure night. So let's just say house sale. Oh, screwed that up. Let's get back out of there and try again. House sale. Oh, okay. Oh, this is new. I don't know how to do. I don't know how to save in here. Let's see if it'll let me do this. I wonder if it'll just let me save. There we go. Haha. Figured it out. Okay. Now we kind of have to wait for someone to show up and buy the house. Maybe that guy in the top hat wants to buy? Because I'm selling. Nope. Now, so the beginning of this game actually moves in real time, which is worth knowing. Because the other interesting thing about this game is that I have to find some sailors. I have to find some buyers, not sailors. The interesting thing about this game is that there are 3 different ways to go west. Look at this beautiful house. Who doesn't want this house? Come on. That wagon sure puts a few miles in a day. Your house is already for sale. Seduce is not understood. I can't do a Brooklyn accent. Oh, here comes somebody. He's new. He looks like he's got money in his hand. He walked by. Come back. The real estate man says you are fortunate to own such a fine piece of property. I like this property and am willing to pay top dollar. Will you accept $850 in cash for your house? Yes. Congratulations. Property values are at a premium. You have conducted a prime sale. You're sad that your house is gone, but you'll always have the memories. All right. As you give the real estate man the keys to your house, you say, Mr. Quayle will come by to pick up my personal belongings. And here we go. Now, let's take a look around here. This is the downtown Brooklyn Park. The gazebo and flowers catch the eye of those that walk by. Yeah, all right, Scoop Joey. The gazebo is surrounded by beautiful floral arrangement. Well, we need to take some of these flowers. You pick a few flowers. A few flowers. A few flowers. This game's got a nice look to it, eh? Like there's a nice depth back there. There's a riverboat going by in the background. It's nice. Look, crack. From here you cannot see under the gazebo. Oh, I think maybe I need to go up into the gazebo. You see the sparkle of something shiny. Ah, yes, a closer look reveals a gold coin under the gazebo. You stretch your arm as far as humanly possible. The gold coin is almost beyond your reach, but finally you're able to grasp it. Break mother's back. Nope, okay. Just checking. Okay, now we're going to walk east. All right, where are we going now? Going by my old house. Man, memories. I remember when I was trying to sell that place. Okay, told me to go east and south. I think maybe it meant west and south. You're a good brother, Keenad. I did get 850 bones for that house. Oh, those riverboats aren't going by in the background. They're just static. There we go. That's the post office. I'm assuming the bank is where I work. Where do I work? No, not the bank. Let's go down here. American flag in the background. Let's see. Look. You're outside of the business office of the Brooklyn Evening Star. I think this is where I work. This looks really nice. This is really well done. All right, let's see here. This is the office of the town's newspaper, the Brooklyn Evening Star. You started working here as a paperboy. Now you have your own office. I never got an office for delivering the Mail Star when I was a kid. The boss says you're a very ambitious young man, Jared. You're going to go places in this company. Nope. Your boss is shocked by your decision. He says, but Jared, you're one of the best. He continues, but a man has to do what a man has to do. I wish you the very best, Jared. We'll miss you around here. Oh, God, that Steamboat game. You can't fire me, I quit. That guy's just falling asleep down there in his office. You found your office. You have a nice desk here. Seduce the boss. Yeah, right. Let's see. Read clippings. These clippings are very important to you. You find yourself reading them off and wondering where your brother is and what he's doing. These clippings describe the complicated episode of your only brother, Jake. Jake was falsely accused of a crime he didn't commit. Although Jake was promised a fair trial, the townspeople weren't interested in justice. The result would have been a foregone conclusion. Jake's only alternative was to leave town and never come back. When he left Brooklyn, you wanted to go with him. Jake told you to stay because it may be dangerous. But he did promise that he would contact you if something important happened. Yeah, man, I'm having trouble with my voice, guys. He left 11 years ago, and you haven't heard from him since. All right. Well, now we know about Jake. Should probably save again. Poor Jake. Yeah. This comes out of my salary. Hey, I got asked out to prom. I like the trough along the corner of the building over there. It worked out fine. Okay, we're heading to the post office. Let's see here. Ring bell. Let's take a look first. You come to the post office often. There's a counter between you and the mailboxes. I did quit my job. What am I talking about? Ring bell. Ding ding. What can I do for you? Take mail. Let me check. I'll be right back. I do like these zoomed in building innards. The postmaster exclaims, "Good news, Jared. You have a letter." Thanks, Jessica. And thank you for the follow, Landscooper. He places the letter on the counter. Fantastic. Thank you, Diesoft. Look postmark. Can't see a postmark from this distance. Get letter. It's difficult to read, but you are able to decipher Sutter's Fort. Man, okay, is this going through all of my followers over the last little while? It's going down the list. That one's from 6 days ago. It's cool. Take stamp. You peel back a corner of the stamp and find a gold flake. Jake has found gold. I wonder if it's going to go through all of them. Carefully open the letter. January 25th, 1848. Jared, this letter is of great importance. As you will find, I live in the area drained by the American River. Today I buried Pa in a nearby cemetery. Only you will understand. Come here quickly. Farewell, Jake. P.S. Bring family photo from home so I'll know it's you. Good thing I didn't forget that photo before I sold the house. They peaked with Death Bunny. It is. It's going all the way back. Well, I mean, the good news is I only have about 845 followers. So, this is a letter from your long-lost brother Jake. There are some interesting holes in it that look like they've been cut intentionally. All right, well, let's do that then. Rick James. Charlie Murphy. All right. Trump's grandfather's brothel. We're going north. We're going to enter the bank. Look how pretty this is. You're just outside the Brooklyn Bank. Let's go just inside the Brooklyn Bank. Oh, nice. This is the impressive interior of the Brooklyn Bank. There's activity everywhere you look. This looks a lot like my aunt used to work at the main branch of Scotiabank here in Halifax, and it's this beautiful old bank, like this beautiful old building. It's just very grandiose. All right, guys, you ready with my account number? Teller says, "Excuse me, that window is closed." Okay. Where's the open window? The teller says, "How may I help you?" Take money. Okay, Jared, what's your account number? 253 253. Just one moment. I'll get your money for you. One of those got to be a die pack. Here's your $200, sir. All right. Guy just left that bank drawer open. Okay, so we're going go north and turn left into the warehouse. No, I think so. That guy's not wearing a shirt. The new warehouse stands at the end of the dock. There's a ship preparing for departure. Yeah, don't get mugged. No kidding. Seduce captain for free passage. This warehouse is huge. There's a large poster attached to a large post. Bound for California, the New York-built steamer Seafarer now has all her cargo engaged and will have a prompt dispatch. Buy ticket from Leonard at 12 Front Street. All right, we're going back south. Seduce him, then kill him. Depends on which route I take. Excuse me. I say we let him go. I can't do it in the voice because my throat is so trashed. Yeah, let's go down one more time. This game sure is purty so far. Wow, look at that. Although it is painful you visit the cemetery occasionally, you have loved ones buried here. So he said that he just buried Pa, but of course my parents are dead. We interrupt this game for a very important announcement. President Polk has confirmed the reports of the discovery of gold in California. The rush is on. So, he's announced the gold rush, which I believe means everything in every price now goes up. Property values in town are dropping. Ticket prices for passage to California are rising. So this is why you want to sell your house before the gold rush. And you probably want to buy your ticket to California before the gold rush. But I'm taking my sweet-ass time. So also cheap. Nice. We do need a new soundboard. All right, let's see here. Reed Grave. In loving memory of Martha Wilson, 1829, age 31. May she rest in peace. Survived by her sons Jake and Jared. In respect for our father, Marshall Wilson, taken away 1829, age 33. A man whose steps are worthy to walk in. This great name to be carried on by Jake and Jared. Leave flowers. When you visit your parents' graves, you bring a bouquet of flowers in their memory that you stole from the public park. All right. It was a dark, damp, dreary, cold, rainy, windy winter night many years ago that your mother and father were suddenly taken in an unfortunate horse-drawn buggy accident. How quickly and tragically they were taken. You never have, and most likely never will, understood why. All right. Let's see. Now, what do you want to do? Do you want to go Panama? I think the easiest route right now is going over land, which I think is what we're going to do this time. We might play this a couple times and do all three routes just to see what happens. I can't get over how nice this game looks. This is definitely a step above the Sierra stuff we've been doing so far. All right, so let's take the land route. Walk west twice and enter the stagecoach office. This is the Brooklyn livery. That's why it says livery over the door. You're outside the stage travel building. The walls are covered with posters describing exciting places. How may I help you, Jared? We're going to buy ticket. You're going to be just like the rest of them, Jared. You should have come to me sooner. It seems that everyone is heading west to California. Personally, I think you're all crazy to think there's gold for the taking there. But I can see you've made up your mind. I can get you as far west as Independence, Missouri. I'll be deep in the cold, cold ground before I recognize Missouri. There you will join a wagon team heading west. Just a short while ago, a ticket to Independence was cheap. But ever since the discovery of gold in California, prices have gone sky high. Oh my God, now it will cost you $950. Are you interested in a ticket? Misery loves company. Oh my God. Benjamin, you should rip this off. I mean, be inspired by it. Yes. That will be $950 in cash, please. This ticket will get you to Independence, Missouri, Jared. Now, I'm about to give you some information you might find helpful later, so listen up. I have enlisted you as a member of the Long Island Joint Mining and Stock Company. You should be able to locate the company once you arrive in Independence. To get started, show this ticket to the man at the livery stable. Have a safe trip. Good luck, Jared. Now, one game that isn't really on my list, but I probably have to play at some point is... oh my God, I can't think of it right now. That game where you die of dysentery all the time. Oregon Trail. The stage is state of the art. Yeah, it's not on my list. I should probably play that at some point, huh? Hi, Jared. Please wait outside and I will be right out to help you. What may I help you with today? Show and ticket. The midget says, oh, that's interesting. So you've made up your mind to go for the gold. I hope you strike it rich. Hey, Harry, bring that stage on over here. All right. Getting ready to go. There's a million screens between here and Independence, and you don't do anything in any of them. Oh, we're on a ferry. We're getting on a ferry. There's my horses there. Where my horses at? Amazon Trail. Was there a tobacco addicted monkey? I've never played Oregon Trail. And I had no idea there was such a thing as Amazon Trail. I'm going to look those up. Figure out where they fit in our timeline. Ferry to New York. Are we in New York? No, we're in Brooklyn, I guess. You have 57 points out of the 60 points available in Brooklyn. How did I miss something? They're really getting used to this music. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, hello. Look at that. This is some parallax scrolling going on there. The first stop on your journey is beautiful Buffalo, New York. Taking a Sabres game, you gladly get off the stage at Buffalo and embark on a Great Lakes steamer. Lake Erie, Cleveland, Toledo, Detroit, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, in Chicago, a city with a whopping 20,000 inhabitants, you disembark the Great Lakes steamer only to board another water-going vessel, a canal boat. This will take you to Peru, Illinois, a ride of about 100 miles. Know what I'll wave to all my homies in Chicago. After Peru, the next leg of your trip will be aboard a river steamer, which will take you to St. Louis via Illinois and the Mississippi Rivers. The Illinois and Mississippi Rivers. Nice, Renji. It may seem unbelievable, but you have to change steamers again in St. Louis. You're glad to discover this will be your last boat ride, not knowing that in a few short weeks you will long for a relaxing boat to ride. You board another steamer in St. Louis and ride about 390 miles up the Missouri River to Independence, Missouri. Hurry up and wait. You'll be in Independence approximately 2 days. You don't look long before you find the Long Island Joint Mining and Stock Company camp set up just north of Independence. With a great deal of anticipation, you enter camp. Okay. All right, where am I? Oh, look at that. Look, oh, I got a beard and everything. This is still looking pretty. This is the camp of the Long Island Joint Mining and Stock Company. The man in charge here is Captain Buddy. The man reading the book says it is a beautiful day to just relax and read a good book. The going will be tough in a few weeks, so I'm enjoying every moment of this easy life. The man continues, since we'll be traveling together, I'd like to give you something. Here, take this book. I'd like you to have it. You graciously receive it and say thank you. You find the man who appears to be the leader of this company and introduce yourself to him. Ho Callie. I don't know. Should put that on one of the t-shirts and sell it on the channel. Welcome to the Long Island Joint Mining and Stock Company, Jared, bellows this seasoned-looking man. It is great to have you join us. My name is Captain Buddy. That's right, Captain Buddy. I'm going to do everything within my power to take this company safely across the country to California. Before we get too far, Jared, there's something you need to know. The company fund is running low. I'm asking all of the company members to contribute everything they can so that we can all make it to California as soon as possible. Give money. You reach deep into your pocket, retrieve all of your remaining cash, and hand it over to the company captain. Thank you so much, Jared. You're a bright-looking young man, Jared, and I have an assignment for you. When the plains are turning green from the growing grass and the mud is beginning to dry, we need to make haste to the riches in California. But in order to do that, we are going to need a fine team of animals to pull these heavy wagons. I'm charging you with the responsibility of obtaining these animals. The company fund will pick up the tab. Head south in Independence and find the teams and report back to me when you have accomplished your mission. Well, that was quick. This is the corral just south of Independence. There's a rancher in the barn watching the animals. The man says, "Hello, young greenhorn. What can I do for you today?" Buy aminals. The man says, "You've come to the right place for that." Ponies. Look at Jessica. Aw, ponies. This is what I have to offer you. Mules, young oxen, or mature oxen. Which would you like? Mature oxen. The man says these mature oxen are weathered, tested, and true. I am sure you will not be disappointed. I will deliver them to your company camp before nightfall. So far, still digging the way this game looks. Greenhorn, isn't that what the evil trucker calls you, an 18-wheeler? You report back to the captain that you have secured a team of animals and they will be delivered to camp later today. I trust you have selected the right animals to pull our wagons across the country. Seems weird that he would give somebody from Brooklyn, New York, that he just met 2 seconds ago, this job, this very important job. I have another assignment for you. It is up to you to determine when our company should head west. If we leave too early, the plains will be muddy and the wagons will sink to their axles, and the animals will not have enough grass to eat. But if we wait until the plains are fully green, it may be too late. Then we will face the gut-wrenching thought of encountering an early winter storm in the Sierra Nevada mountains. There's a great view of the plains from the north edge of the camp. When you decide it is a time to leave, tell me to head west. Aw, thanks, Ben. I need to buy myself one of those soon. All right, so we got to go look at some grass. Go smoke some grass. That guy laying over there. The plains are still brown and muddy from the cold, wet winter. There's very little grass. With the passing of time, the mud dries and the plains become greener. Well, that means it's time to go. Jesus, come on. Captain Buddy bellows, "Okay, men, our scout Jared is determined that it is time to break camp and head west." Wait, did I do that right? I don't think I did that right. Hang on. We're going to try this again. Yeah, we got to wait. I was about to make us leave too soon. Still brown and muddy. Is this the equivalent of this game's gambling? They're still brown and muddy. Should see some buffalo run past back there. I don't know if we're the right part of the world for that. Still brown and muddy. One time pass. The person who decided that this game needed to be longer. Maybe it's 2 real-time days. Your keen eyes noticed that the plains are growing greener. The mud is beginning to dry. Captain Buddy bellows, "Okay, men, our scout Jared is determined that it is time to break camp and head west. Let's hitch him up and move him out." Just like the band. It is 2,100 miles to California, but after only a few miles, your company and every other company heading west realizes that the wagons are too heavy. You begin what will be the start of a continual process, lightening the wagons. The traffic is very heavy, leaving Independence. There must be hundreds of wagons, usually pulled by 6 to 8 mules or oxen, on the trail. The trails become deeply rutted, making passage difficult. Wagon axles break, wheels fall off, wagons sink up to their axles in mud. If they cannot be pulled out, they are abandoned. 45 miles down the trail forks to the south. To the south is Santa Fe Trail. To the north, the Oregon-California Trail. Hey, Oregon Trail. Hey, thanks, Real Deal. Appreciate that. Very few take the southern route. It isn't long before the first Indians are encountered. The first Indians encountered are the Shawnee and Potawatomis. Much to the surprise of most travelers and disappointment of some, they are very friendly and helpful. Crossing the Kansas River. So apparently you can randomly fall into the Kansas River. But we didn't. You are now approaching the land of the Pawnee Indians. This is the tribe of Indians that is most feared by the travelers. It is necessary to keep a keen watch at all times. The plains teem with buffalo. Herds of them stretch as far as the eye can see. Wildlife is extremely abundant. But the traveling masses do little to preserve their surroundings as they make haste to the west. There's quite a few lessons being taught here. This is way better than Red Dead. I would not disagree with that. While traveling the trail, you find that those who have gone before you have left a trail of litter and garbage. If there was no trail, you would have hardly noticed. You could just follow the trash. It is a sad sight. Also along the way, you find discouraged travelers heading back home in their wagons. The first major milestone is Fort Kearny. It was recently built by the U.S. Army to attempt to keep peace between the Pawnee and Sioux Indians. Travelers look forward to Fort Kearny for various reasons. Some just want a place to mail letters. Others are interested in how many others have passed before them. Leaders want information on the condition of the trail ahead. Hey, lactose. There's a lot of sitting and traveling in this game. The trail is wide and easy to traverse. The Platte River, don't know if that's right, provides an ample supply of water. Between Fort Kearny and Fort Laramie, the company should average 17 miles per day. Imagine traveling 17 miles per day. The upward slope is so gentle that the animals barely feel the grade. Discarding those unnecessary items in Fort Kearny really paid off. The captain advises the rest of the company that this will be the easiest part of your trip, so you'd better enjoy it. Due to the lack of wood to burn for fires, the common fuel substitute is buffalo chips. That must have smelled wonderful. They burn well if they are dry. If they are damp, they smoke a lot. If they are wet, they are next to fireproof. One of the main obstacles between you and Fort Laramie is the crossing of the South Platte River. What makes this crossing so difficult is that the riverbed is like quicksand. The trail ahead will take the company by the most prominent landmarks of the track and also of the west. No memory. 12255 have 1965. Whoa, what happened? It crashed. What? What? Oh my gosh. Is this not going to work tonight? You're not going to do this to me, are you? Oh my gosh. Okay. I wonder how many people have played this far enough to know this version far enough to know that it's going to crash there. Okay, so let's go west again. It's F8. Oh, wow, I can suppress the messages for the first part of this. Let's do that. Now, that might have been a... this is going to go a lot faster. That might have been a random event, because there are a few of them. So hopefully we just won't hit that event again. Okay, let's see what's going to happen here. Ash Hollow. Courthouse Rock. Chimney Rock. I think I've seen that. I'm going to save again. Just in case. All along the way, the wagons have been getting lighter, but climbing the gentle slopes of the North Platte, your captain finds it necessary to lighten the load even more. The captain also takes note of the need to increase the care given to the animal teams. There's much tough terrain ahead. Fort Laramie is another military station along the way that weary travelers long to reach. Once they arrive, many meet with great disappointment. They are unable to acquire many of the articles they desperately need, such as fresh animals to replace those that have died along the way, or those that will not last much longer. Yeah, I was waiting for Schoolhouse Rock. That's what I was looking for. You could have all the money in the world, and it would be useless. They just aren't available. California getting close. Those mountains leaving Fort Laramie, the scenery changes abruptly. From the gentle slopes of the plain, you are now traveling on the sandy, steep trails leading into the hills called the Black Hills because of the dense growth of juniper and pine. I'd sing Conjunction Junction, but my voice won't do it. It is now obvious that many wagons on the trail are still extremely overloaded, and they have been abandoning all unnecessary items in mass quantities. Abandoned articles consisting of bacon, sugar, camp equipment, cooking utensils, clothes, household furniture, stoves, gridirons, carpenter's tools, blacksmith anvils, crowbars, drills, augers, gold washers, chisels, axes, trunks, spades, plows, large grindstones, baking ovens, kegs, and barrels are everywhere. One company, once in the Black Hills, finally discarded an entire sawmill they planned to operate in California. Anything of any value that was discarded was usually ruined in some way so that successive travelers would not be able to use the item. Isn't that just hateful? As for your company, the captain orders that every item that isn't essential to the trip must be discarded, no matter how small. Fortunately for you, the solid gold coin you brought with you from Brooklyn was in your pocket, so you still have that. The letter from your long-lost brother Jake was in your hip pocket, along with the gold flake under the stamp, so that is still with you. Your family photo fits in your pocket, so that isn't discarded. The company decides to allow you to keep the Bible, just in case someone needs it later. Everything else is thrown from the wagon beside the trail. We're learning some interesting things here. The only way to cross the North Platte River is by ferry. The line of wagons waiting to cross the river sometimes reaches 20 miles in length. That's like a day's journey. Impatient companies cut down trees and make their own rafts for their wagons. The scenery changes once again. The landscape is barren and dotted with sagebrush. This desert-like region has a few widely scattered ponds, most of which are poisonous pools of alkaline water. It is a gruesome sight to see the result of one of your animals partaking of the poison. Surrounding these alkaline ponds, the sagebrushes are outnumbered only by animal carcasses. This really is story time with Greg tonight, isn't it? It is a welcome relief to pass from the alkaline territory into the region of the Sweetwater River, where the water is just that, sweet. At the west end of the Sweetwater Valley, the trail crosses a broad plateau to South Pass, the halfway point of your cross-country trek. A short break from the seemingly never-ending toil of crossing the country is taken at South Pass to celebrate reaching the halfway point of your journey, which coincides with the Continental Divide. You are now on the Pacific side of the Rockies. Three more to go. Hey, there you go, real deal. Your wagon train is now entering an arid stretch of land. It will be 50 miles before you or the animals will be able to taste the refreshing, cool water of the Green River. Yeah, 50 miles. 17 miles a day. Every container is filled to the brim with the life-giving water that will be so valuable for the next few days. The trail across this desolate wasteland is strewn with dead oxen. The animals, as well as you, are parched and desperately in need of water. The captain bellows a command and the animal team comes to a halt. You're at the top of a steep hill overlooking the Green River. The animals are uncontrollably thirsty. If you don't do something soon, they will pull the wagon down the hill and it will be destroyed. That is a brilliant idea. As thirsty as those animals are, they would have pulled the wagon along with everyone inside over the edge of this steep hill. You are responsible for saving the animal team, the wagon, and the lives of your fellow company members. You are to be commended. The animals are hitched to a wagon. No, they're not, at the top of a steep hill. What are all those rings everywhere? Are those halos over dead oxen? When the animals return refreshed and ready to go, you assist in hitching the wagon. The animals are ready to attempt the steep hill. They will hold the wagon back as best they can, but you suspect it will roll down the hill too fast. Using your Yankee ingenuity, you put the chains through the wagon wheels to keep the wheels from turning. The wagon starts moving, so you courageously get on. Things are looking good. They're all broken wagons. That's what that is. That's what they're all overturned wagons. During this section of the trail, the going gets tough. There are no rivers going your direction to follow. It is just seemingly endless miles of gravel, rocks, sand, dust, steep hills to climb, and difficult descents. Keened's trying to bait me. As difficult as it is to keep going, you have to keep those big wheels turning. Big wheels keep on turning. Hey, Ron. The trail gets slightly easier for a few miles as you follow the Bear River. This is a welcome relief. Here the trail forks. The southern route is called Hudspeth's Cutoff. That route is slightly shorter as the crow flies, but it misses the stop at Fort Hall. Your captain takes you on the northern route toward the fort. Fort Hall. After leaving Fort Hall, the company follows the Snake River through a portion of Idaho. A common landmark is Steeple Rocks. two pointed columns of rock prominently standing 200 to 300 feet in height. It is a relief for your captain to see this landmark come into view. He lets everyone know that the company is right on course. Save again. We're getting close to California. From Steeple Rocks, your team continues westward. Hopefully faster now. About 90 miles west of Steeple Rocks, you encounter the Humboldt River. The Humboldt River is a real lifesaver. It is more like a mud ditch than a river, but it preserves life through 300 miles of arid, hostile wasteland. Tombstones of unfortunate travelers and carcasses lie everywhere along the trail. Although the Humboldt River supplied water to people and animals passing by, there are now other factors to challenge the company. Fatigue is taking its toll on people and animals who must walk day after day after day, breathing dust and pulverized dung. The continual complaining of company members is adding even more tension. Damn of a... I gotta get an Oregon Trail on this list. There were also diggers, Indians of the Shoshone and Paiute tribes. The diggers steal and kill the precious oxen or mules possessed by the traveling teams. Gold seekers who have lost their animals are also resorting to stealing animals from other companies. I could see why the creators bought the rights back to this game. This is clearly a labor of love. Here the trail forks again, requiring another decision on the part of your captain. The choices are the Lassen Cutoff or the Truckee route. Captain Buddy decides to take the Truckee route. I hope that's how you say that. We might not be able to finish this tonight. But we are getting into California now. Thank goodness. Gotta go through the desert first. You, along with everyone else in the company, are now beginning to wonder why Captain Buddy selected the Truckee route. It takes you directly through a deadly desert, while the Lassen Cutoff avoids the desert completely. It is too late to go back. You'll just have to make the best of it and hope you survive. You're suffering from severe thirst and starvation. Life as you know it is nearly over. Unless you do something quick. There's an abandoned wagon near the desert trail. You see a barrel on the side of the abandoned wagon. You see some water in the bottom of the water barrel. You drink all the water that remains in the water barrel. But you still need something to eat, or you will surely die. Well, I'm not even going to try to look for it. Take meat. The meat looks repulsive, but you are so hungry, you eat every bite. Now you must try to catch up with your company wagon. You're on your way again. It wasn't far from here that the Donner Party encountered an early winter storm. Just the thought of it sends chills up and down your spine. Now you are over the summit of the Sierra Nevada mountain range and are beginning your descent into the Sacramento Valley. Just knowing you're getting close gives you a little more energy. You just got to take that left turn at Albuquerque. Once you reach the Sacramento Valley, you get word from travelers who took lessons cut off that the terrain was formidable. Perhaps Captain Buddy did make a wise decision. You also learn that the U.S. Army, in an attempt to prevent another catastrophe which would dwarf that of the Donner Party, has sent rescue teams to help those men, women, and children still on the trails in the Sierras. You have 92 points out of 95 possible. Don't give up. We're at Sutter's Fort. Yay! Oh, let's go in. The mule man says, go ahead and look around. This is Sutter's Fort main corral. There are many mules here. See you later. A guard is sitting in a chair by the door. Through the gate, you see the gate to the fort's main corral. It's weird how the narration has changed here. Ermagerd, more ponies. You see a blacksmith shop. We're not talking Yankee anymore, I guess. Hang on there, fella. I'll be right with you. Can't you see, man, that I'm busy as a one-armed paper hanger with an itch? If you'd excuse me, I best be getting back to my work. Hold on there, son. You ain't from the parts around, say, New York, would you be? Yay. Okay, you're killing me. First of all, where am I? I walked away. You wouldn't be from Brooklyn, would you? Yeah. Your last name ain't by chance, darn it. Yeah, that's it. And your first name wouldn't be, shoot. That's it. And you got a brother named Dag Burnett. Well, I'll be. I can't believe it. Lean over here and young fella and listen to me close. I can't be talking too loud about this kind of thing. I got a message for you from your brother. I ain't got no notion of his whereabouts. All I got is a message. He wants you to know that in these parts he's known as James. That's it, James Wilson Marshall. James left his trusty mule for you in the fort's main corral. He said it would help you find him. He also gave me this. Ain't got no idea what it's for, but he wanted me to give it to you. The soot-covered blacksmith hands you a branding iron. All right. This is confusing. The sounds of the blacksmith shop come from one direction. The smell of mules comes from the other. There's a blacksmith close by, and you smell some mules. Smelling mules is obvious here. There's a small mule corral nearby. I'm not sure where I'm going. This is a confusing layout. But I want to get to the graveyard. I appear to be at the back of the fort, however. Unless that's a graveyard. Is that a graveyard? It is a graveyard. You're standing in the Sutter's Fort Cemetery. You see many tombstones. Seeing this cemetery reminds you of the letter your brother sent you in Brooklyn. These stones are hard to read unless you're spitting close to them. Oh, spitting close to them. Dr. Samuel P. Upton, laid to rest July 1848, age 56 years. Office upstairs. Psalm 23. Wilson Marshall died January 24th, 1848, mourned by sons James and Jared. A place in our hearts is reserved for you always. Okay. Use letter. You must be a genius. You take the letter from your long-lost brother out of your pocket and hold it up to the tombstone. Hold it right there. Take note of a few clues left by James. A cannon with a big wheel. Psalm 23 is important. Through the holes in the letter, you see these characters. R2100M. Below the letter you read, reserved for you always. Read Psalm 23. That's why we kept our Bible. Oh. I can't. Okay, Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest, I'm having flashbacks, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Well, I think we've discovered something here. I also think that we're not going to make it through this game tonight, which means we're going to be continuing it next week. And we'll also do the other two routes just to see what that's all about. Plus, my voice is finally starting to give out completely. Okay, we're back in Sutter's Fort. We want to find the store. This is the exact same place that I went at. No, it's not. There are two doors in sight. Your keen eye detects a sign on one of the doors and a hitching post. Oh, come on. There's a snake in my boot. Namav, are you just telling us everything that's happening to you in Oregon Trail? Open. Come on in. This is Sutter's Fort Trading Store. The shelves are getting bare, but there's still some good supplies here, like gold pans, shovels, and lanterns. Buy pan. The clerk looks at the shelves, then says, "There are a few pans left, but I'm not giving them away. If you're going to have to give me some gold in one form or another if you want to take anything out of this store." Give coin. Thanks for the follow. The clerk says, "Okay, I'll take that gold coin, and here's your gold pan. I wish you the best of luck." And that is probably where we're going to have to stop for the night. Let's make sure this is the active window. I hear the best spot for finding gold is around the town of Coloma. Good luck to you. Save at Sutter's Fort, and that'll be the evening. So we had a good crowd tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subscriptions. Thanks for buying the merch. Appreciate all that. Remember, sort.ca will get us to the Extra Life page where you can make a tax-deductible donation to the IWK Health Center here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We're trying to raise $10,000 this year. This is why I stream 3 nights a week. We'll be back tomorrow night with Phantasy Star, and I forget what I'm doing Thursday night, but, and we'll be back again Monday night to continue Gold Rush. I hope you've enjoyed it. Got a little treat for you before we go. Have a great night. Love you guys, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Listen up, mistress, and you too, sisters. Let's talk about something that's a real brain twister. Drugs, drugs, drugs. We got good, we got bad. Drugs, drugs, drugs. Ask your mom or ask your dad. Drink a little water. Take the doctor's pill. Drugs can make you better when you're feeling ill. Drugs, drugs, drugs. We got good, we got bad. Drugs, drugs, drugs. Ask your mama, ask your dad. There's lots of other drugs that sure have a flaw. Watch it now, man. It's trouble with the law. Drugs, drugs, drugs. We got this, we got that. Drugs, drugs, drugs. Ask your mama, ask your dad. Drugs, drugs, drugs. We got this, we got that. Drugs, drugs, drugs. Ask your mama, ask your dad.
Oh, he sits there in his red coat, all spitting polished, and he says,
Where would you be going?
Well, I'm going to the Klondike to look at your gold fields, if there really is any.
Not with this gambling gear and those revolvers. Men don't wear pistols in Canada.
Canada be damned. I'm going to the Klondike.
The Klondike is Canada. Pack those pistols in your saddlebags or get back to U.S. territory.
I'm an American. You can't do this to me.
In that case, I'll be lenient. We'll keep this gambling gear, and you'll be back in the United States by sundown.
he never drew no gun. I could have shot that guy right there. Who was he anyway?
Superintendent Sam Steele of the Northwest Mounted Police.
Why didn't I shoot him? Damn it.
In the days of the gold rush, a policeman, Sam Steele, became a legend of the Klondike.
I don't know. Why didn't I shoot him?